What's going on, chiliheads? Welcome to Florida Heat. Before I got a sauce I want to review. It's my last one I bought from yesterday. Yes, I already blew through them. I just couldn't wait any longer. But Fear the Reaper. Oh, I gotta sneeze. I'm not doing a third take. Hold on. Oh, don't you just hate when it won't come out? What the? Um. Oh, that's the worst. I hate that feeling. Like I was legit about to sneeze. It was like that close. I hate that. Anyway, Fear the Reaper from Sauceworks out of Tacoma, Washington. www.sauceworkscompany.com. It is Smokin' Ed's Carolina Reaper was officially crowned the world's hottest chili pepper on November 14th, 2013 by Guinness World Records. It has delicious flavor combined with an average SHU of 1,569,300 reasons to fear the Reaper. So now I don't know. It said it was this was on the shelf. It said 1.4 million and up. Now, I don't know if this is actually, if it's at least 1 million Scoville units, that's great because I don't care. I don't need it to scorch me. It's just I want something with heat. So, made with Smokin' Ed's Carolina Reaper, world's hottest chili pepper, Scotch bonnet peppers, sweet onion, apple cider vinegar, garlic, kosher salt. Now, I only found 2 reviews on this, and the one guy said I think this came out like literally. This is one of the first sauces that featured the Carolina Reaper pepper. So we'll see how it goes. And I seen more reviews for Fear This from Hellfire Hot Sauce. It's called Fear This. Johnny Scoville reviewed it. A couple bigger names reviewed it. And I'm wondering if that was like an answer to this. Like they couldn't use Fear the Reaper, but they had a Grim Reaper on the front. Seems pretty hot. But before I review it, I wanted to tell my story about why I ended up getting this, so I could take the opportunity to tell my story, which I might have already told on here before, but it has to do with the band, the Blue Oyster Cult, and the song. Well, not just the song "Don't Fear the Reaper," but it just has to do. It really reminded me of a story I have to do with that band and whatnot. And Colton got he was the first one to answer it in the comments when I gave you guys a hint last week, the song I was thinking of and whatnot. Don't Fear the Reaper by the Blue Oyster Cult, which in fact they still tour, at least last that I've been told, but they don't tour under the name Blue Oyster Cult. They tour under different names, and it's only so their true fans show up. There's actually other bands that have done that, like Green Day. I've heard of bigger bands doing that because it gets their close followers to show up, and that's it. They don't get so they don't have to. They're not sellouts. That's what's pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of Blue Oyster Cult. I know maybe a good chunk of their music, maybe their main music. Never really got into them, which brings me to why my story's so funny. So I used to work for a pool company about 5-6 years ago. And I cleaned pools from just your average pool at an average house, like to mansions, and didn't really get too many celebrities. I had one account. She was a WNBA player. Who else did I clean? There was a couple I've been to, like as a one-time cleaning. Really didn't. Maybe a ball player here or there. I did. No, I did. I used to clean a pool. It was a guy who just built the house. He was a outfielder for the Seattle Mariners. Adam Lind, I believe his name was. I had a football player for the Bucks apparently. But I didn't. It was somebody else's name on the contract. Like they didn't want to. I don't know why he didn't want. He didn't want anybody knowing he lived there, but apparently it was a Bucks player. So for all I know, he could have been on the practice squad. I don't know. Anyway, so I get a address, a new pool. My the lady at the office, secretary, whatever you want to call her, she hands me a list of a couple new pools I acquired that were in my area, residential accounts, and this was in Newport Richey. It was the day I had to be in Newport Richey, and it's not, Newport Richey's not the nicest of areas, compared to other places in Florida. So, I wasn't expecting the house that I got there to be like super nice, especially in the area of Newport Richey that it was. So, um, I'm on 19, which is like the main stretch of road going up the Gulf Coast, uh, and I get going down these back roads, and it's like trailers and uh, I'm like, where's this pool I'm cleaning? I see a couple above ground pools. I'm like, okay, maybe this will be the first above ground pool I'll be cleaning in Florida. So no, then I get to this back, like, kind of hidden road and go through this little narrow gate, and there's bigger houses back there, not mansions, but big houses. And so I get up to the house that I needed to be at, and it goes into this big old horseshoe driveway. And mind you, this house was not necessarily huge as far as how wide it was, but it was 3 stories, so it was big. And then it had a big old party deck at the top of the house. And you know, was didn't think nothing of it. Never looked at the name on the account. I usually just looked at the address, and that was it. I never looked at the name. Um, and for months, I cleaned this pool, cleaned this pool. Nobody was there. My boss told me, yeah, it's somebody's vacation house. And then he told me that somebody was going to be there. The owner was going to be there, and because he's getting ready to sell his house. Well, the first time that I show up and anybody's there, the guy comes out, and he looked a little familiar, but I didn't wasn't like, oh my god, I know who that is. But he comes out, shakes my hand, how you doing? I'm Buck Dharma, and name didn't click in my head because I don't know anybody's name in the Blue Oyster cult, and just so now for like 3 weeks in a row of showing up there, he was there. He was getting ready to sell his house. He said he was, he didn't, he was gonna sell it and split the money between his 3 grandkids and put it in their college fund, which I thought was pretty cool. And then he mentioned something about touring with his band, and I'm like thinking, okay, in Florida there's a ton of local like cover bands, and like you got the U.S. Stones. They're a Rolling Stones cover band, and they're pretty popular in Florida. They even tore up to Georgia. I mean, they're popular in a couple different states. So I was thinking, okay, maybe he's in like a big cover band or something. So it wasn't until I showed up and the new owner was there getting his stuff in. The guy was very cool, comes out to me, shakes my hand. He goes, isn't that crazy who owned this house before me, who I bought this house from? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, what do you mean? He's like, you don't know? He's like, well, you're a young guy. I wouldn't expect you to know right off the bat. He goes, come in here real quick. So he takes me into the house. Now there's an elevator in the middle of the house that goes all the way up. He opens up the elevator, and inside the elevator is the Blue Oyster Cult logo. He goes, yeah, the guy who owned this house and that I bought this house from was Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult, who does lead guitar and vocals. I'm like, and I mean, like, it still didn't click. And then I looked him up. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Buck Dharma. So here for like 3 weeks, I kept running into, this guy and was talking to Buck Dharma, a lead singer and guitar player of a famous band, and I had no idea until somebody mentioned something to me. I just never been a big fan of them. I mean, I know some of their music, but it was just funny. And honestly, even if I'm not a big person who gets starstruck, I probably would have treated, it's a business, so I would have treated him like anyone else. I wouldn't have asked for an autograph. I wouldn't ask for a picture. Although the new owner of the place, he's like, yeah, I managed to sneak a couple autographs and a couple pictures. He gave me a couple like signed pictures, and I'm like, oh, pretty cool. But I just thought that was a funny story to tell because I think about that all the time. And then if you guys don't know please tell me you guys know about the Saturday Night Live sketch from when Will Ferrell and Christopher Walken. It featured the Fear the Reaper song and with the cowbell. I need more cowbell. If you don't know it, go check it out. You got to know it by now. It's just one of the more classic skits from Saturday Night Live. But anyway, I already read you the ingredients. Already went over what this is. Already almost 10 minutes in, so I'm going to get in and taste this. I don't want to make this a 20-minute video, but I just thought it'd be cool to tell that story. Oh, shout out to Fatal Roadie. When I was at the Sauce Works or Spiceman's Kitchen yesterday in Tarpon Springs, she asked what I do with the sauces, and I told her I have a YouTube channel, so I'll review them, and then I just use them on stuff. And she said, "Oh, I have a guy who comes in here," and she mentioned him, and I forgot the name, but I kind of started doing some research, and I ended up finding him. It's Fatal Roadie. He doesn't do all spicy stuff. He does different kinds of snack reviews. It looks like he's in a band. Go check him out. Pretty cool guy. Seems like I haven't watched too many of his videos yet. I literally just before I started recording this. But anyway, oh yeah, it's gonna be a hot one. You can really see that this is you can smell. This is the first sauce I've had in a while that you can actually smell the Reaper mash. I don't know if it's actual Reaper mash. It doesn't say. Scotch bonnet pepper, sweet. Yeah, so you can definitely tell they used a mash. So here we go. Wow. You can really there's really no sauce flavor to this. Which really, judging by the ingredients, there's not much in here. Like all the salts, vinegars, garlic, kosher salt, they're all way down at the end of the list. So that's like a mash. And the heat's ramping up. Definitely some Reaper taste. I mean, I was not expecting it to be that. I was expecting to be more of a saucy taste, but it's more of like just a mash. Wow. Definitely has that pepper forward flavor. I'm liking this. I mean, I'm even getting that's bits of pepper. Chunks of pepper and garlic and seeds and man, literally that one I did yesterday, the elixir and this one, it's about my two new favorite sauces. I like this because it's not real heavy on the vinegar, salt, garlic. It's more very, very, very pepper forward. Now to tell you whether it's in the million Scoville range or what, I don't know. It's hot. There's heat to it. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not like screaming. I'm probably at like a 3 or a 4. It's pretty good. It's got some great heat to it. I like it. One of my favorite sauces I've tried in a while. Besides, like I like that one. That it's got about the same heat as that other one, except it's just sweet. It's got the oranges in it. You really pick up all those sweet flavors. All right. Anyway, we're going on 50 minutes, so I'm gonna get out of here. Go enjoy the rest of my day. It is a little after 2, but hope you're all enjoying your hump day. It's Wednesday, last day off before I go back to work. Y'all have a great day. See y'all later.